I'm here in France doing van life. I'm just like, my brain, my patterns are in shock, and it is because I am disrupting patterns and the pattern of comfort and of like recognizing safety. And so on my drive here, whoa, there's a lot of bugs. Maybe they won't like this spray. They don't really care. We'll see. This is a spray that my Lyme doctor gave to me in the States, and I'm almost out, which I'm really sad about, but I love this, and it's good for like all bugs, ticks, mosquitoes, all of them. So anyway, I was listening to 2 almost 30 podcasts. One was on, it was like on attraction and on really like, there was so much to it, but one of the things that I took away from it was social media and how Instagram is like being in a relationship with a narcissist. And I was like, whoa, that is so interesting to think about, because you're like, people from Meta will say like, you know, oh, we think like we are understanding the algorithm, or we think that the algorithm's liking this or that, is what the guy was saying. And like the fact that they don't even know what Instagram likes, it's just that every person is always trying to, you know, that's like trying in the Instagram world to grow and have a presence there. Even if you're not, like, even if you're just sharing for your friends or just sharing something that you think is art and you enjoy it, you never know if the algorithm is going to approve of it. So it's always like seeking approval, and it's like never good enough. Like sometimes it is, and like that's that love bombing where it's like, this one does really well, and so then you're like, I'm gonna put more energy into it, and then all of a sudden they pull away, the algorithm pulls away. Like, that's really interesting. And it goes just hand in hand with how I've always said, like, the energy there does not feel very good. And I love YouTube because I don't feel that. Like maybe a tiny bit, but I really don't. Like I make my video, I have my stream of consciousness, I go to beautiful places, and then I upload and I read your guys' comments, but it's not like, it's not the same. Instagram, I don't like posting so much. I like going on my stories and I'll post like just stuff of my animals and things like that. So yeah, what a world that we live in. But pretty much it's like, it's all energy. And we're taking on the energy of other people. And when we change our energy, things change around us. Like just me making this decision to leave and to close this door after all those signs about doors, all my doors breaking, literally every single door in my life. Everything has been so abundant since then. Like things have just fallen into place. Like I've been having a lot of sales, a lot of people signing up for programs, and like just out of nowhere, like an influx of abundance that I can perceive. And that's been really fascinating. And I remember when I left my corporate job, like I closed the door on the corporate job. I've talked about this before. Then like all these opportunities started coming to me out of nowhere. Like a friend of a friend would be like, hey, you want to work on this boat? Hey, you want to, someone at the gym, hey, you want to work for me? Like someone that I worked with at my job as like one of our influencers, hey, will you come onto my company and like advise my team? And it was like all over the place, just so many opportunities because I closed the door. And I didn't like tell them, I didn't put it out and like online, like I quit my job at that time. It was an energy exchange. And so the energy exchange is so real. And I've just been looking at all the relationships and associations in my life that maybe were not allowing me to be in my feminine and feel safe. That was the next podcast that I listened to after, so they kind of like merged in my brain. I'm like, I don't know which one was really which. Also, it might rain soon. I'll try and wrap this up. Being in your feminine, like as a female and someone who lives mostly, or like in my natural state would be mostly in my feminine, you have to be in the presence of a divine masculine that like you can trust and feel safe with. Oh yeah, Fender. in order to relax into that feminine. And if you can't get into your feminine, it's not that something's wrong with you. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong with this stuff, is that you think that, you know, you're in your masculine so much and it's a bad thing. Maybe you're in your masculine because the person that you're with, or the relationship that you're in, or the living situation that you're in, or the job that you're in is not like making you feel safe, and so you have to be that protector of yourself. You have to protect your energy, and that is a good thing that you're doing that for yourself. And so then I was just, you know, in hindsight, listening to these things, looking at like the past few months about what I've been doing. I've been pulling my energy away from things that have not made me feel like I can relax into my feminine. Instagram, even just being on the farm. Like, I love the farm for so many reasons, but there's so many interpersonal dynamics and just like so much chaos all the time. Like, you know, the cops are showing up and the neighbors are screaming, and, you know, there's interpersonal things with the volunteers. Like, we got to kick volunteers off sometimes, or volunteers don't listen, and then it's like near death. Like, one volunteer didn't listen to me when the horses were loose, and I almost like got kicked to my death, and like all these things. And so it was just like non-stop chaos, where of course I was not feeling like I could just like be in my feminine. And so making the decision to not only leave the farm for now, but to bring all my stuff with me was a big one, and my therapist helped me do it. I was really going to leave my tent and like my tent house. Like, it had real furniture. It was like a big move. It was like moving. I was gonna leave it there and then come back in the fall for my retreat and like have it all there. But I was talking with my therapist the day before I left, and I was just like, I feel this way and this way and this way. And she's like, you have to take it all with you, because the fragments of me were still going to be there and be influenced by that energy. And my personal pattern has been, in relationships in the past, like when I leave, I have always left stuff with them. Like, when I was living with them, I've always left some of my things with them. Like, I moved to Mexico on a boat, so I left some of my things at my ex's house then. My ex and I both moved. That was when I got Arlo. We had to move out of our place, and we got a storage unit next to each other, but his was bigger and mine didn't all fit in mine, and so he said you could keep your stuff in mine. And then we stopped talking, and so then he wouldn't give me my stuff back, and it was like this whole thing. And he still had this energy over me, this influence over me, because he still had some of my energy, some of my belongings, which is like some of my essence. And so I was like, I can't have that. Like, I'm really stepping into the unknown, but I'm also calling all of me back right now. Like, I'm still going to go back to the farm at some point, and especially in the fall for the retreat. And the farm has like so much that I love, people that I love, animals that I love. But I'm really being called to step into this new energy and to look at all areas and say, like, where am I feeling safe? The theme is safety. And, where am I feeling unsafe? Where do I feel like I have to always protect myself? And the thing that I also took away from the podcast was, it's not like to change being in your feminine versus masculine. If you're trying to be more in your feminine, it's not so much about like practicing feminine energy. Sometimes it is, like, especially if you have a dysregulated nervous system. But other times, I would say, or like what I gathered from this, is that your environment has to change. Your life has to change in order for you to be in the right environment, be in the right relationships, be in the right living situation, in order for you to relax into your feminine, into the receiving, and to open up. There's people here. Hold on. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up because I had visitors, but there has just been a lot of awareness for me around safety and around leaning into my feminine and what that really means, and it has to be a life change. And so here we are, changing things up, really dedicating myself to feeling safe and opening up to receiving, which is the feminine, receiving abundance, receiving love, receiving everything that I am. So if you'd like to sign up for one of my programs, hold on, Arla, come. I have Decondition, which I will be live in the next 3 months. So we start on July 1st for this round. So you can join me there. You have access to me. My throat. You have access to me. What I love about decondition is that there are so many different things. There's like guided meditation, there's sound therapy, but the EFT, like today I was feeling really stressed driving just with the animals. We're all being kind of chaotic because Aslan's not used to like not having puppy playtime in the morning. Like we went on a tiny little walk, but I'm also still injured. And so while we were driving and everyone kind of settled, I did some EFT tapping, and the pain that I was feeling in my shoulders and my neck, that all went away like instantaneously, which was so amazing. And it just reminded me how powerful this deconditioning and working with the nervous system is. And so the theme is safety. Decondition is all about learning to feel safe so that you can remember the truth of who you are, the love and the abundance that you are. I also have Healed, which is 21 days to regulate, and that starts on July 1st as well, and that is for people who've tried everything to heal their chronic illness. And my own experience with chronic illness is how I healed was majority through healing the nervous system, working with the limbic system. I also have 21 days to rewire your mind and 21 days to know your divine guidance. I'm gonna go put some clothes on and get Arlo, come here. He's so independent. All right, bye guys. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.